morning, students. Welcome to your English class. We were doing active and passive voice. We will continue to do change of verb forms in passive voice in different kinds of tenses. Last class, we learned how to change an active voice which is in present tense, simple present tense, which is in simple past tense and simple future tense to passive voice. This class, we will learn about how we will change sentences that are in present continuous tense to a passive voice, present past continuous tense, present perfect tense, past perfect tense as well. Okay, so let's move on. Now let's talk about present continuous tense. In a present continuous tense, when we are framing a sentence in active voice, what do we use? We use is, are or am plus the verb in the ing form, right? But now when we are converting this active voice sentence to a passive voice, how would we convert it? We will convert it with by using is or am or are plus being plus the ed form of the past form of the verb, right? So let's see an example to better understand the concept. Rahul is calling Kavita to the garden. This sentence is in active voice. Now let's change the sentence to passive voice. How will you change it? Is calling will be changed to is being called. Let's see how. Kavita is being called by Rahul to the garden. Clear? Let's see one more example. Right now, Sarah is writing the letter. Okay, now I'll change this is writing will become is being written. Okay, so now how will you write that? Right now, the letter is being written by Sarah. Am I clear? So if you've understood, you must have understood the concept very well. So now I want you to practice. How do you practice? By solving J and K question from 96 page number. Now we will do past continuous tense. As the word itself says past continuous tense, the sentence is going to be in past continuous tense. So in past continuous tense, we use was or were plus the ing form of the verb when you are doing the sentence. Now, when you're changing the sentence from active voice to passive voice, how would you do it? You use was or were plus being plus the past form of the verb. That is, for example, the carpenter was cutting wood. This is in past continuous tense, right? The was implies that it is in past and cutting implies that it is in continuous tense, right? So now let's change this active voice sentence to passive voice. The wood was being cut by the carpenter. Wood was being cut by the carpenter. This is in passive voice. Let's see one more example. The salesman was helping the customer when the thief came into the store. This sentence is in active voice. Now let's see how you will change it to passive voice. Was helping will change to was being helped, right? So let's see how it will change. The customer was being helped by the salesman when the thief came into the store. So you've used was, you've added a being, and then you've changed the ing form to the ed form of the verb. Clear? Now you will solve L and M. Question L and M of 97. You can take your time, quickly solve. Now let's move on to present perfect tense. In present perfect tense, when you are making a sentence, you use have or has or have plus the past form of the verb. Whereas when you're converting it into passive voice, how would you use it? Again, the different forms of being has been added. So you will add a has or a have plus been and the past form of the verb. Only the word been has been added. For example, the auto rickshaw drivers have declared a strike. This sentence is in present perfect tense. Now I'm going to change this sentence, which is in active voice, I'm going to change it into passive voice. How? A strike has been declared by the auto rickshaw drivers. Clear? Let's see another example. Many tourists have visited the castle. Let's see how this has been changed. Have visited will become, since I'm going to talk, the main focus would be the castle. I'll have to change that to has. The castle has been visited by many tourists. Let's see how it is. See, the castle has been visited by many tourists. Now I want you to do N and O from page number 97. Now let's go to past perfect tense. In past perfect tense, when we write a sentence, we are going to use had plus the past form of the verb. This kind of sentence comes under active voice. Now when we have to change the active voice to passive voice, we will change it this way. We are going to had will remain, then we will add been, and then the past form of the verb. For example, the officers had informed the minister about the completed project. The officers had informed. Now, this had informed is going to change into the minister had been informed by the officers about the completed project. Let's see another example. Anthony had met Ryan. Simple. Ryan had been met by and. We will talk about future perfect tense. In future perfect tense, a sentence is formed with will, have, and the past form of the verb. Now, when we change that voice of the sentence to passive voice, we will use will, have been plus the past form of the verb. For example, let's see an example to better understand it. The contractor will have constructed the dam before the onset of rainy season. Now, this particular sentence is in future perfect tense. Now, let's change the voice to passive voice. The dam will have been constructed by the contractor before the onset of rainy season. Let's see one more example. By the end of the month, all unauthorized colonies will have demolished. Will have demolished will become will have been demolished. So let's see how it is. All the colonies will have been demolished by the end of the month. Is it clear? Yes. Now let's solve question R and S from your grammar book of page number 98. Let's move on to the next concept, that is called dtransitive verb. That is a sentence with two subjects. This dtransitive verbs have both a direct object and an indirect object. If the direct object is not a personal pronoun, okay, the order of the object is optional. But if the direct object comes first, then the indirect object is preceded by the preposition to. Usually it is to. Let's see an example. The company paid the customer rupees 500 as compensation. The company and the customer. Look at it. So now what am I going to, I am going to change it to passive voice. How will I change it? The company paid rupees 500 to the customer as compensation. Let's see another example. He gave her some roses. Some roses were given to her. Clear? Now let's see some more examples. Angela gave me a journal. Angela gave a journal to me. That's how it's going to be. Okay. Now she made him complete the task. He was made to complete the task. I hope you understood. All you have to do is to better master this concept. You need to solve the exercises given in your textbook. Solve question T from page number 99. Now we will talk about conversion of imperative sentences into passive voice. How will you do that? Imperative sentences can be converted into passive voice by using some steps. What are they? A structure or a command or an order, okay, begins with let. When you're changing a command or an order being passed with let, it will change to be plus participle. Let's see how it is. The sentence, look at the sentence. Do not ill-treat the poor. When I say do not ill-treat the poor, when I change this particular sentence from active to passive, I will add a let. Let the poor not be ill-treated. Okay, I've used let plus the subject and then the not form, no form, and then the be plus the participle form. To change an advice or suggestion in a passive form, the verb expressing advice or suggestion becomes should or must, plus the be form and plus the past participle of the verb. Let's see an example. Take medicines at regular timings. Medicines should be taken at regular timings. Clear? You've changed medicines and should be. You've used should be taken, right? At regular timings. Now with that you will solve V, W, X, Y and Z. Thank you students. Please follow the explanation and complete your work. The answer keys will be provided to you later. So until then, see you